Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. It is the 4th of July weekend while we are videoing this. I'm in one of my very breezy linen shirts. It's hot out there and I'm going to be going back and forth between the kitchen and outside. Today is the day that we are going to use our clay pot in the sun oven and we're going to be roasting the chicken. Now, I need to backtrack for just a second. Several of you, many of you have asked if we are in danger with all the fires in Utah. And while they are all around the state, we are very blessed at this point in time that there are none that are anywhere near threatening our property or home. So we've had relatives that have tried to travel up and down the freeways, and the electric company has turned off power in some of the counties from time to time, and it was impossible for them to get gas along the way. So there are certainly some things that we are facing, and of course the 4th of July weekend is going to be hot where we are and over most of the country. So we're going to get started today. Now this is a pure experiment. When you have a sun oven and you read the directions, what they say is thin black pots are the very best. Well, this is not thin and it is not black. So we're kind of pushing the envelope just a little bit. The reason that I chose green was because I went to a color list in terms of heat absorption. And while it's not black and it's not gray and it's not charcoal and it's not blue, and there wasn't one of these in blue, but the fourth in line was green. And then way down the line was the terracotta. So that's why I chose green, is because it is going to absorb the heat better than my other option, which was the terracotta. So I have this chicken. It's about a 5-pound chicken. It is from Costco. We're going to prepare it. I have the lid, which is unglazed. It is soaking in the sink. It has to soak for about 30 to 40 minutes, and that is what it is doing. I'm just following my own inclination on this. I'm doing an herb roasted chicken with vegetables, and you may have a good recipe. You can get some ideas from what I'm doing. I'm going to make an herb butter. Oh, this is about, I don't know, 3 or 4 tablespoons of ghee. To that, I am going to add some pepper, some salt, lots of salt. I'm going to add maybe about a tablespoon of oregano leaves. If you have fresh oregano, that's just dandy. And then I do have fresh rosemary, which I've collected this morning and I have minced, so I'm putting that in as well. Then I'm just going to stir this around, get it all blended. Now we're on a tripod. I'm using my iPhone because we're going to be going back and forth from outside, and it's easier than Jim's big camera. And he's not going to be doing any of the lifting or any of the hard work at all. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to separate the skin on top of the breast from the meat. And I'm just going to take some of this herbed butter and slide it right in there as far as I can get, and then I'm just going to wiggle it around. And some more on the other side. So that herbed butter is right next to the actual meat. And I'm going to go down here by the thighs a little bit. And on the other side, just wherever I can get the skin to open up and give me access. Then I'm just going to take the rest of this and I'm going to smear it all over. Now, in terms of the cavity, I am going to put quite a bit of salt in that cavity. and rub it around. And then the same thing with the pepper. Not quite as much. And then I'm going to take some of our onions that I have and put them down in the cavity. And then I'm going to quarter a lemon and slip these lemon pieces in. So this is a lemon herb chicken, roasted chicken. Next, I'm going to take some kitchen twine and I'm going to grab these drumsticks and tie them together. And we are going to then lift it right into the pot over some onions. I forgot to show you, there's one layer of onions. Now I'm going to get this out of the way. Now, even though there is some salt and pepper on the butter that I put all over, I am going to add a little bit more salt to the top and a little bit more pepper. And I'm gonna squeeze some lemon juice over oh wait, I'm going to put the vegetables in first. So let me put this away. Now I just have some onions that I'm going to slip in wherever I can get them. Now remember, we're not putting any liquid or anything in this pot at all. The food is going to provide the liquid as it cooks. We have to put a clay pot in a cold oven. So the sun oven is out sitting in the shade. I have a table set up this time. It actually was a suggestion from one of our viewers, which I thought was a great suggestion. I should have thought of it myself, but you know, that's why we have a community, is to help each other when we forget things. Now I'm going to take this lemon and I'm just going to squeeze it over everything. Over the chicken, over the veggies. So the room temperature pot and the chicken was room temperature. Veggies were room temperature. Is going to go in that sun oven before we open it up and start attracting the sun's rays. Okay, so here we go. Here is our raw chicken with the veggies. I think it looks pretty good. These are my notes just so I wouldn't forget one of the things that I usually do anyway. So this is one of those times where you can put your own recipe together or just get some ideas from here. Now I'm going to rinse the lid and put the lid on. And I didn't mean rinse, it's been soaking for over half an hour. So now it's going on and it does fit tight, which is really good. So Jim, this is gonna be 2 trips. So I'm gonna take this outside and put it on the table, and then I have to come back and get the camera set up out there, and then we will bring over the sun oven. So I'll see you in just a minute. So here we are outside on our camp table, and this is marvelous. I should have thought about this a long time ago. And here's our pot right here. I just took the sun oven. It was over against the garage. It's cool to the touch, so it has not been out here in the sun. Now, what is going to happen next is Jim's going to stand where I am, and we have to be real careful with him these days until he's completely recovered. So all he's going to do is hold this up out of the way and the glass out of the way so that I can get the pot in. So are you ready, honey? Okay. Looking through this little hole, and I have a dark spot that needs to be in the center of the sunspot. Okay, we are now perfect. So I'm going to raise this, and Jim will also hold this in place. Well, I carefully put the pot right down inside on the sling. Okay, let's see if the glass is going to fit. And it does. All right, now we're going to open up the panels. And we are set and ready to go. So it is now 11:45. This is our prime time for the sun for the next 2 to 3 hours. And so we will have to come out here and rotate it a little bit. It is such a tight fit, and I'm not even 100% sure that that lid is all the way down on that, and I don't want to mar my pot. So this may be the only time we're going to do this, but let's see if it works. And we'll bring you back at a later time when things are closer to being finished. So we'll see you then. Well, we are back in the kitchen and we have had a fail. I'm very sad about this because I was so hoping that the deliciousness of how meats turn out in this pot could be transferred to the sun oven, but this is the wrong kind of a pot to go in the oven, and we have just proven that today. After 2 hours in a perfectly cloudless sunny sky, after 2 hours, the inside of the oven only got up to just barely under 300 degrees. And I'll show you the degree of doneness here. The meat is still very white. The potatoes aren't done, the carrots aren't done. The temperature of the meat was 93 degrees, and so here it is. It's not done. And another 2 hours is not going to make that much difference, and we're losing our sun. It is now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun is starting its descent, so it's only going to get less and less effective. So we're going to be putting this in the oven to finish it off. It was a grand experiment, and I don't call it a fail because while we failed to cook it out there, what we learned was incredibly valuable, and that is that this won't work out there. And so I know for sure, because I have done before some chicken meals like this in the thin black pots, and they turn out just fine. And the temperature gets up to 350. This is very thick, and so it was hard for the heat to get through. It didn't even really heat this. I can almost touch that with my hand and keep my hand on it, not quite. So we're going to put it in the oven at 350. It'll be done within an hour, and we will bring you back and we will show you the results of finishing it off in our oven. So see you soon. Well, what a long day we have had with this chicken. The veggies are completely done. Potatoes are nice and soft. Here's a big carrot. It's completely done. And we have our chicken that is now browned and beautiful. It took another hour and 15 minutes in the oven, and then I pulled the lid off and left it for about another 15 minutes so that it could brown. So I just want to take a little bite of the meat. Oh, wow. Oh, very soft. Let's find out. It's another winner. Oh, so tender, luscious. So I'm not going to take it out of the pot because it's still an hour before we're going to have supper, and I want it to stay warm. But there is liquid up to about an inch of the top here. So there will be some nice liquid to put over the meat and the vegetables, or I could even make gravy with it. So we saved the meal, even though we failed at cooking it out in the sun oven, but we did learn some really good information, and that is that I'm not going to use this in the sun oven again. Next time we do a sun oven cook, it will be with the thin black pans that came with the unit. So thank you for being with us, and we'll keep on experimenting and see you soon with more videos.